G'day guys, welcome to my Rxys V2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 10 predictions for 2019. So let's get started. First off we have Storm up against the Tigers. So I know the Storm are pretty good in this upcoming season, but I think the Tigers are just mid to 20, 50-50 kind of team. But I just think that the Melbourne Storm will just get here by 12 points. And I just think that the Melbourne Storm will just get over the line here, because I know that last week up against the Eels, they absolutely thrashed the Eels. So I just think that the Storm will win again, and I just think they'll just get over the line here. And I just think the Tigers, they have got a strong side. I know that they haven't been up so well. I just think that the Tigers are playing that good, but they're just not a good enough side to beat the Storm. But yeah, I just think that the Melbourne Storm will get over the line here by 12 points. So the second game of this round sees the Panthers up against the Warriors. So I know that the Warriors have played absolutely great up against the Dragons, and Dragons lost against the Warriors 26-18, that last week score. But I just think that as you can see, like, I reckon. Oh god. So the second game of this round sees the Panthers up against the Warriors. So Warriors are absolutely dominated the Dragons last week, 26-18, and I just think that the Warriors will get over the line here by 10 points, and I just don't think that the Panthers will, because they absolutely played shocking up against the Tigers, I think. Yeah, and the Warriors just dominated over this line. And I just think that the Warriors will just go over the line here, and I reckon that the Warriors absolute will get over the line here, because the Panthers, I know that the Panthers are not they just play terrible. I know that the Panthers played good, but since they dropped Josh Mansour, yeah, I just don't think Panthers are not that great at the moment. They have played shocking in a couple of games, but they just need to find their form and play well, because they just need to get that focus into that form, because I know that the Panthers have that strong side, but they have not improved really well. But yeah, Warriors, they just are a great side. They have waken up against the Dragons for that magic round. But yeah, I reckon that they'll get over the line here for the Warriors.
Go.
So the third game of this round sees the Broncos up against the Roosters. Now I think the Roosters are the minor premiers. They absolutely win all the time, but they are a strong side. But I just think that the Roosters will definitely get over the line here by 6 points, and I reckon that the Broncos will do well, but they just won't score as many tries as Roosters. But I think that the Roosters absolute will get over the line here. I just reckon that there's no doubt of seeing the Roosters win this game. I reckon that the Broncos, they will play good, but they have not got that strong side, because Cody Nikorima has left for the Broncos, and he found his form up for the Warriors. But I reckon that I reckon that the Roosters will get over the line here by 6 points, and I just think that they'll just do well. But the Roosters are just a 10 out of 10 team, and I reckon that the Roosters will definitely get over the line here. I just see no doubt they will. Okay, so I think the fourth round sees the Titans up against the Bulldogs. I reckon this game will be a tight match, and I'm just going to go for the Bulldogs by 2 points, because I reckon the Titans, they will get over the line here, and I reckon that the Titans will in the second half, but I reckon the Bulldogs will just come back in the second half, and then I reckon they'll just only get over the line by 2 points. But I just think that how they find that form, I reckon that they'll try their hardest, they'll prove themselves well, and I reckon they'll just waken up against the Titans, because I know that Bulldogs are a good side, but I know that the bottom of the ladder, but I just think they'll wake up and find their form up against the Titans. But the Titans, they are a good side, but they're not a great enough side. But I just think the Bulldogs will get over the line here by 2 points, and I reckon they'll just win over by that side. Okay, so this round sees the Cowboys up against the Eels. About I don't know how to say this, but they got thrashed against the Melbourne Storm. I reckon that was just shocking last week. But I reckon that the Eels, I reckon they'll wake up here and they'll just find their form and they'll just focus and look in the mirror and say, oh yeah, I want to find something to do, and I reckon they'll waken up here. Because I know for a fact that the Eels, they are a great side. They haven't proved that they can win over the Melbourne Storm, but they will get over the line here by 8 points, and I just think Parramatta Eels, they are a great side to the team, and I just think that the Cowboys, they are a good side. Like, I just think the Cowboys, I don't know about them, but they're just like a 4th to 5th strong side to the team, and I just think the Parramatta Eels will just find their form, and I reckon they'll say, hey, look at this. I reckon that the Parramatta Eels will come back and waking up here, because they'll just go, hey, I reckon that the Parramatta Eels will definitely get over the line, and I reckon they'll wake up and I reckon they'll have a great game up against the Cowboys, because I know for a fact that the Cowboys will not have any trash talking, and I just think Parramatta Eels will get over the line here by 8 points. But I was going to tip the Cowboys, but I just thought for a fact the Eels, they'll come back, and I reckon that they'll find their form, because Clint got to see this most player to watch, and I think that he'll get over the line here. But for a fact, Blake Ferguson is a great try scorer. I know for a fact that he catches the balls really well, but I just think for a fact that the Eels will get over the line here by 8 points. So this third, last but not least, sees the Raiders up against the Rabbitohs, and I just think that the Rabbitohs will get over the line here. Raiders, they are a strong side, but I just think that this side will be really tough. The only one try will spark the Rabbitohs, and I just think they'll get over the line here by 8 points, plus they'll get a penalty goal, and I reckon that the Raiders will get a couple of tries to them, but I think that the Rabbitohs will just find a spark, get over the line, and they'll win the game. But I reckon that the Rabbitohs will get over the line here by 8 points, and yeah, that's what it is. So this third, last but not least, sees the Raiders up against the Rabbitohs, and I just think that the Rabbitohs will get over the line here. Raiders, they are a strong side, but I just think that this side will be really tough. The only one try will spark the Rabbitohs, and I just think they'll get over the line here by 8 points, plus they'll get a penalty goal, and I reckon that the Raiders will get a couple of tries to them, but I think that the Rabbitohs will just find a spark, get over the line, and they'll win the game. But I reckon that the Rabbitohs will get over the line here by 8 points, and yeah, that's what it is. Second last but not least sees the Dragons up against the Knights. Knights played absolute well, Dragon has, but they only scored 18 points, the Dragons, but Newcastle Knights have absolute played well, but I don't know what to say. Just the Newcastle Knights, I reckon that they'll just dominate the Dragons, but I'm going to go with the Newcastle Knights here by 6 points, and I just think they'll get over the line here. But I just think this one will be a tough match, because Matthew Duffy, you got a couple of players that absolutely are the fastest, but the Newcastle Knights, I just think that I don't know what to say. Kalen Ponga has just played well, but he'll just get a try assist, but I may think he'll probably score, but I don't know what to say. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the Newcastle Knights here by 6 points, and I just think they'll dominate the line here over against the Dragons. And the last but not least is the Sharks up against the Sea Eagles. The Sharks, they played absolutely well. I reckon that the Sea Eagles, they just played well too, but I don't know what to say. I reckon the Sharks will get over the line here by 6 points, but I don't know what to think. I may think, well actually, I'll think, I'm just going to think here that the Manly Sea Eagles will win the first half, and then the Sharks will get over the line here by 6 points. I reckon that it'll be 26-20 to the Sharks, and they'll win this game. But I reckon that Paul Gallen will cheer for this Sharks, because I know it's his last year playing this game. But I reckon, that the Sea Eagles, they will play well, but with no Travojevic, I don't know what they'll do. But I reckon that the Sharks will just get over the line here, but not too many points. 26 points to 20. I reckon this one will be a definite one try to seal the deal. But yeah, this one will be a tight match. But yeah, I reckon that all the crowds will support the Sharks, but I reckon not too many Sea Eagles will be over at PointsBet Stadium in Cronulla.
Okay.
Thanks guys for watching my video. Stay tuned for more videos. I will be doing NRL recap and plus the predictions. But that's all for me, folks. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments down below. Make sure you like it if you want to. But yeah, I'll be doing more videos coming up soon. And yeah, thanks guys for watching my video. Until then, take care.